Hey everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back for another episode of Derail Valley. So last time we did look at the weather. It's just after 9. I need to sort through some of these jobs, so I will take a look and we'll be back. Okay, so this is why, as I understand it, the harbor is the place we will live. I think I've found 4 jobs again that I am going to use. And again, Machine Factory was the big thing. I was happy with these 2. And then I found some on the way. Places we've also not delivered to specifically, but we've gone through. So we've got the sawmill and the coal power plant. And yes, this is the heaviest load. But I think we're going to be okay. But this is probably going to take a bit. But the payday is going to be insane. So you can almost tell by the time, it seems, of kind of what the sequence is. So the sawmill is the closest. So that's going to be the first one we take. Coal power plant is the next one. And then again, these don't necessarily matter entirely, but we'll just grab these and we're set. Now, I was a little tempted to also grab these to City West, but I'm worried. First off, it's 5 jobs, and I mean, not that that's the end of the world, but that really starts pushing the weight. And you can see it's already taken us an hour, so let me get out here. Trying to remember where we were at. I think we left things on C. But, I'm worried I'd get there, and that would be a likely job that something else is on my track. And then suddenly I'm having to play games that I don't have time for, and then I start losing time bonuses on the big jobs. It was in G. Silly me. Now I remember. So I do apologize. I think, I don't know, getting a cold, something. Just scratchy throat. A good amount of coughing, so I try to keep things out of the video. Sometimes I forget to edit things out. I think I'm pretty good at it. I've never had anybody say, dude, take the coughs out or whatever. So I think I'm in good shape. Yeah, that's right. We were over here, and then we brought all this steel in, and then we were like, oh yeah, we'll just pull forward and we'll have room. But I think this is our first load, so that's even nicer. But let me see as I think on this. Right, we have half the fuel. Man. I mean, we're not going far, but we are climbing some things. So I'm going to try something, I guess. I'm going to start this locomotive. Whoops, well, I got to get in it. I'm going to start this one up that has more fuel, and we're going to use this one around the yard. But the question is, if this one's not running, will it operate things, since they're still multi-united? So we're going to find out. I know I have to, release this. It will. Alright. Okay, well that's good to know. So, first job is, yes, G30, but what I need to figure out is, I'm in here, I can go out and back, so we have G, D, E, and E. So D is there, because, yeah, I need to turn around. So I'm gonna have to go to the triangle. D, G, E. Yeah, alright. I probably just wanna, just for simplicity, just get ourselves turned around. So, we'll go through. I'm clear in the middle, I believe. Yeah, okay. So we'll just head out and we'll turn around and go the other way here. And what that will do is then we'll be facing the right way. Yeah, I don't want to be, because I could have connected to the forest trailers from this side and then done something. And maybe I'll still do that. So get through here. Right. Kind of, because if I operate here, because yeah, if I grab this and then back out, like, that'll still work, because this isn't that long. Because otherwise I gotta come in, go out, turn around, come back here. So yeah, it doesn't seem quite as efficient. So we have to go to G30. Yep. So at this point we're fine, other than we're in the G yard, because we're not past the point with the F yard yet. That's up there somewhere. So we need to get here to the G yard. And we're coming in from this side, so we need to go right, right, left. And then that will get us where we need to be. So we're gonna, again, I always like to look at things, then just assume that I'm doing it correctly. But no, my hope is then the fuel to do the shunting, I'm not using any fuel in my locomotive that's already half. Because I'm just worried, because again, it's Machine Factory in town, so I should be able to service the locomotives there before our next job. But I'm just worried. I've not gone certain routes, and I'm worried it's going to take a lot of fuel, because I remember, I mean, coming down from the iron mine and going to the steel mill. I mean, that's the thing. We've, like, done those jobs from the iron mine to the steel mill, from the steel mill to the harbor. I think we did that all without servicing anything. Oh, and there's G30. And there's clearly not much on here, but see, like, little ones, like when I only have 3 cars to go, like, that is all that's on here, but that doesn't mean that, I'm getting mixed up here. Right, we'll move it a bit. Right, and then we'll hop on out. Oh goodness, we've got a long way to go. So if I would power this on, and then just get there, because that literally doubles the speed, triples the speed. But we'll just verify that we are in fact, yes, FHO1. So we'll just put that on. Even though it's on the other side, but clearly we're again just dancing along here. Turn on our brakes, So we're going to have a nice long train. So there will be that. Now there's going to have been a handbrake on the other side. But again, these are 3 cars, it seems. So quite short. And I think it's pretty light. So again, we'll get in the front car here. Gonna go ahead. We're gonna, right now, turn this off. The problem we always have is if I'm not paying attention, yeah, I jump out and then I don't have the remote, so I need to not do that. Alright, so now we want to go up here, haul this out. And then we're going to back up through here and go all the way kind of toward the sea yard. To turn around, we have to go into a triangle, basically, to do that effectively. And yes, we're going to have to, well, we're going to have to pull through the second point here. Well, which again now is where we want to grab this. So I basically need to be here. But we'll do this. And right now, you know, sunny day. Everything's good. Okay, that should do it. Then, we're gonna be... Well, let me just go to the map, it's easier. Alright, so we're staying right. Here we're going left. So here we're going left. That's what was confusing me. And then that takes us through. Alright, so that'll be all we need. So we can now... whatchamacallit? Just try and think things through. And then we'll start that up. And we'll go get on our train. And we will set ourselves down. And turn it off so it's... I think it charges faster that way. And then what I need to do is come back up to the top, and we need... So we're coming through here, we're going to go there, we need to stay to the right, then we need to go to, yes, the left, and basically get in here, and then we'll pull out, and then we'll go back and, I think, get the load in the D yard. But we'll be turned around then, because we want to leave Harbor Town this way. So, just make sure that we're good here. Because if we're suddenly not, that messes things up a lot. But, yeah, that's the steel we brought in. So, yeah, it's just how crazy and complex can we get sometimes is, I think, what will happen. And again, if I can find the Museum DH4, figure out how to restore it, we'd have 4. Like, I could have easily taken those 5 jobs then. I mean, again, I get we're then doing some other things. Alright, how fast are we going? 20. That's fine. So we don't have to go slow. But yeah, my hope is then once we get to the machine factory, that we're going to be in good shape. Because then I think we can get some of the quality of life tools I've seen. But it's weird that they're just available at the machine factory, but maybe it's like, hey, they make everything here, so... Because especially for long trains like this, there is a device I really want that will limit my anxiety moving around a lot. So, alright, so now we're just going to be careful because, yes, now we're coming up on the T, or the triangle. Not the, I mean, it's kind of a T. It's a T in train world. And I don't think we should have to go too terribly far. But again, let me grab this now. I'm gonna put my brake on, because yeah, now I need to see what's going on, because we need to see where we can fit, because again, we threw steel, so my only option is one, so I need to put this there. Okay, and that should work. Because I do need to get past this switch, so I'm likely going to be sticking out a bit. And rather than, hey, do I fit on whatever it is, 3 or, no, 1S, I guess. It's like, no, this will be fine. You know, and that's where you can definitely get yourself, I think, in trouble, which is partially what I was thinking through, is like, do I have the space? Because let's say I was picking up those long hazmat jobs. You know, that could get bad pretty fast. Right, where? Okay, so yes, I think we're good there. Let's see, I think we'd be really, really close to having a problem otherwise. So now I want to go left, and then we'll go through there, and then we'll be set. So, bring this back up, turn ourselves around, lower the brake, and now we'll get going. And again, we're doing this all with one, you know, one locomotive. And then this will bring us here. And then we need to be through here. So again, right now this is set to go that way. So as you go through, as you're converging on a switch, things do just then come back, and the switch will change appropriately. So we'll obviously have to flip that back. So now we're going 18. You know, the mist is rolling in. We know it's going to be a misty day. But it's not going to be a rainy day. And that's going to be the biggest thing. And really, once we get through the sawmill, the coal power plant, and all that, and that's where we could have some trouble. Oh, you know what? I just screwed this up. I need this on the back. Oh boy. Alright, well, that's why we're doing it before. That's why we're doing it before we go. I'm glad I thought of that, because I'm like, wait, I'm going to go into the sawmill, and I have this stuff in the middle, and yeah. Alright, so we're going to have to figure this out. Now it's going to get a little more complicated. So I honestly need... Okay, so what I need to do, let me go do some rearranging. Alright, so now I have machine, machine, hole, sawmill. That's the order. Okay, okay. So now what we want to do is, yeah, I need to get the job out of either C or E30 or E20. But it was still important to turn around. But yeah, this is okay. But we might put this, because then the last job is what? D60. So what I may do is put this down the siding. So yeah, I've got an idea. We're going to basically put this down the siding. So yeah, we're going to go right, go through here, and we're going to go left. And I'm going to put it down the siding to G. We're going to go get the stuff from E, go get the thing from D, and then we won't have to back up much to pick this up. So, no harm, no foul yet, thank goodness. Wow, yeah, that could have gotten ugly quick. Whoops. I did not change my direction. And I didn't change this either. Silly me. I am, again, we're in that rush state, and I think I've said it in other Sims. John wouldn't be quick, but don't hurry. So when you hurry, you make mistakes, and that's what I'm starting to do here. So... But yeah, we came out of the G yard, so obviously we'll be good for that. But we made the turnaround, which is one of the bigger things. I mean, my concern is we're not going to get out of here till late, and then we're just taking a chance with the weather, which is why I kind of, before it gets to 6 a.m. tomorrow, again, we started at 10 a.m., so hopefully, you know, we have 20 hours. Before it gets to 6 a.m. tomorrow, I want to be through to the coal power plant. That would be the goal. So E is straight ahead there, if I'm correct. E and F, but F is the passenger terminal. So yeah, so we're going to the left. And then I just need enough so again, we'll hop off here, because I'm going to want to see where things are, and I don't really need to stick out much. So, alright. So we're going to hop off here, and then I'm going to need to... I need to be clear enough that I can get on the D line. So I don't want to go a little bit, but that'll be fine. Alright. So now we're going to need to put ourselves... Well, let's handbrake. I mean, again, in theory the yard is level, but... You know, it takes 2 seconds to do it the right way. And then, yeah, we just don't run the risk of a major problem, which is what we would have. Alright. So now, I need to get to the E yard. So yes, we waited, you know, we waited a little bit of time. But, alright, we're gonna do that. Or spent a little bit of time, and so now we need to get out to there. We leave those there. So yeah, and that again is why it's important to arrange the things in the correct order. And that's what I understood from some folks who are, have you played this a lot longer than me? I'd like to say I'm getting decent at this. I think I've got the understanding of how to drive these trains, and I mean, this is a game changer compared to the locomotive we started with. So, I mean, there absolutely is that. So yeah, we just need to go here. And again, we can go to the side. We're just going to have to remember to switch that back before we leave. Alright. So now we're good. We're going to head out over here. We're going to get in there. We're going to change this. Alright. And we're going to check. So we are going to... I don't know that one matters more than the other. They're about the same weight. They're exactly the same length. Alright, we're going to go to probably E30. I'm gonna get the one that's the furthest out from the edge. So let's start here. We just changed that. Now we need... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I want to go left. That was interesting, because we went through that one this way, so that shouldn't have been left, but it was. Alright, and then we're going left, and then in the E yard. Alright, so 2-0 is the farthest. We're coming in from here, so we want to go left, 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 right. And that will let us get 2-0, and then we'll pull out a little bit and get 3-0 and get out of the yard. And those will be the last things we're dropping. So, flip this, turn this, and then get going. No, I still... Alright. I'm like, I don't have it sitting in the other locomotive, right? See, and that's the thing. Like, if I do this, does that charge? I think it charges, but I'm sure it's like using your cell phone or your tablet when you have it on. Like, it's just not as efficient. Alright. So... we don't need to go super fast, and so this should be... yeah, it's this one. E20. So acetylene, so we're going to have a lot of tankers, a lot of hazmat. One's hazmat 1, so I guess cryo-oxygen is less challenging. Wouldn't think so, but... so are these... they look boxy. God, I hope that there aren't other things on the track here. That would be awful. I gotta move things. But this is 2-0. And, again, we're gonna slow ourselves down, because we don't want to do anything stupid. Because, yeah, those others are clearly there. Alright. So, we're gonna head out. Now we'll lower that down. That'll work. In the meantime, like, cause yeah, he can connect up. Man. Right. It says acetylene. Interesting. Maybe they're like the tanks like you use for welding, and they sit in here that way. But let's just verify it's this one. 2-4. I'm missing where the job is. There it is. HBFH24. And of course, it looks like the brake is on the other end. But we'll get connected first. If the train ever gets here. So, okay. So we'll put that away. We'll get ourselves down. Get connected. There we go. That's the biggest thing. and then hook that up. So I've definitely figured out it's easier. Okay, so this one's off. And now we get to see, because the one right next to it, to my right, is my other load. And so, like I said, they're both exactly the same in length. It's just, I think, I don't remember if the acetylene's heavy or the oxygen, but it's like 20 tons, so in the grand scheme of 1,500 tons, it doesn't much matter. Alright, so now we want to get going here. And again, we're going to pull these out. So we're going to hop out here. And we need to get basically past this switch here is where we need everything to be to get onto 3, because we need to change that one to go to the right. So it takes a bit to get going. Because now, yeah, our weight before was 54 tons, and our weight now is 240. So that's what we've got, is the acetylene. Alright. And again, we're just moving out of the yard, but, you know, we're... And so this is where, like, I didn't want to try to turn around with something like this. That's why I'm like, I've got to be in the right direction. But yeah, clearly that's got to be, you know, the problem we're going to have is the remote has a distance limit. You can see we're already almost halfway to it, to the yellow, and I'm sure we will be in the end. Alright, and then I need this to go there, and then we get that stopped. And what I don't want to do is rush and then... So yeah, we're literally four bars. And so, again, we'll get going here. And we need to connect up to this. And then we'll have the cryo-oxygen, which sounds impressive. And then we're going to have a really long train. Yeah, I don't know that we're going to be able to get to where I want to get before it gets to 6 a.m. tomorrow. Alright. So I'm getting pretty good at figuring it out until the day I don't. But, you know, because again, we're dealing with trains running into each other like that, scaring the heck out of us. But yeah, if you bring the far one over, like, then you're, you know, kind of in the best shape. So, alright. So the good news is, this one had the brake over here, because it's usually just one. And then, so now we got 2 of our 4. Now we need to get to, so again, I'm going to do the no. No, I'll hold on to it, because it's not charging. Alright, and now we need to go to, D60. So we'll get ourselves out of here. So So we'll get moving. You can tell, because at this point, up a 2% grade, we're exceeding the capacity of one locomotive when it's wet. Assuming everything's right. I've heard some folks say they think the charts are off, but, you know, you got to remember, like, we're also right now hauling 150 tons, almost 160 tons of 2 locomotives that aren't contributing. And probably, if I go here now, yeah, because that's 720. We're going to turn everything on after we pick this up, because then we're going to be at, you know, a good amount. And so that's what I mean. We are really pushing the capacity of this. I'm going to have to manage momentum, or we're going to have a real big problem. I don't think we hit any crazy grades along the way. You know, and again, we should be able to do 1600, and once again, when they're pulling, because I would assume the number they're giving you is like, I can pull 600 when I'm under power. Not, you know, and you don't have to take the 70 for the locomotive off for that, because that would kind of be pointless, if that was the case. All right. So let me, again, turn this on. And we want to hop out here and turn this down. And we need to get past... yeah, we should be good. Because, yeah, what I'm confused on is, yeah, because we're past the sea yard. The sea yard's down there. So that's the biggest piece. And see, we're getting really close. We're down to 3 blue. I'm sure we'll be down to 2 at any moment. Like, once we get the next cars connected, like, we're gonna be at the limit. For sure. Alright. So we want to hit the brakes here. And again, we're going to the D yards, so we want to go to the right. To the right. And then we're going where? D60. Okay. Alright, so D60. So we're coming in from here. And so we want to go to the right and then stay to the left. And that will put us in D60. So that should do it. Alright, we're going to lower the brake. And we're going to go take this. Put a couple throttle in there. And then, yes, we're going away from where we have our trailers, because that'll be our last piece. But yeah, it seems like we're in late afternoon already, which is fine, because then we just need to haul. You know, once we're hauling, and it's just, if we run into problems, because they're literally 5 minutes apart on the time for the bonus. Again, if we don't get the bonus, we don't get the bonus. I mean, the goal is deliver the load. Don't honestly understand why this is having so much difficulty, but clearly it is. Alright. I'm just kind of panicking. I don't know why, just because I'm overly anal. No, we're definitely going away, so that's fine. Like, I just don't want to suddenly slam into these trailers, because that'll make for a very bad day. Alright. come in here, and then 6-0 is going to be right next to the loading bay. So here they come. But yeah, this is the part, like, this is just the satisfying part of this game. You just kind of watch these giant trains do their thing, and it's pretty cool. Alright, we're gonna throttle it up a little bit. Alright. And we are yellow. So, you know, there is all that, but... And then, yes, 28. 28. Nove tooling. And yes, we will definitely be outside of the range. Yeah. Oh, yes, we will be. So this is going to become interesting, because I'm basically going to need to be down on the speed. So we got that. Again, this is heavier, so I don't want to do anything insane on the approach. Right, I can back that off now that I'm a little more comfortable with what kind of speed I need. You know, and this becomes the other challenge, because then adding that other job on, like, we'd be outside our remote control range, so it's just too much. Right. So he's not on here, of course, because why would he be, right? Okay. Of course. Alright, fine. So now we'll put the brake on here, and they should close the gap. There we go. Alright. Because again, we have a lot of weight. I mean, if we're being honest, we have a lot of weight. Whoops, we're going to pull this way. Alright, now we're going to need to open the brakes on both ends. Alright, and you can see, so we're kind of okay. Well, let's see. So if I go up here... Oh. Like, again, one locomotive can do this, but again, we need to turn on both. So, put some throttle in here. We're not getting any wheel spin yet. Because in theory, one locomotive can move 2,000 tons in the yard. But what I need to do is get, yeah, the others on. I probably want to turn the throttle off. So let's do this, and then... Because, yeah, we got to get by this, but I'm going to turn the throttle off before I start these. And then we'll turn this one on. Alright, and now it's going to change everything, because this will now move. But again, yes, I want to be back here, and we're just going to double check everything here. So we're going to converge, we're going to stay to the right, and then here we want to go ultimately to the right, I guess, right? Oh no, this is a converge. So this one, yes, needs to go to the right. Okay, so I think we're okay. I just don't know how far the train's gonna go, if it's gonna make it to that switch. Now, that's the other problem is, are we gonna be able to, kind of get to where we need? Because at this point, like, we're not even done with the second load. We've just got the first load getting to where we need to hook up these trailers. That's the scary thing. Yeah, and again, as long as I have the brakes applied before I lose signal, like, I'll be okay. But, yeah. There's a few problems that we potentially have here, but... Okay, so the second load is nearly done, and then we've got the giant third load, because if you look at these, it's longer. Like, it has more cars, although it's 140, no, this is 270, so yes, it's literally twice the distance. Alright, so we are gonna put the throttle off before we... So that will help a little bit, where if somehow we really have a problem and we fully lose signal... I mean, my hope is, because he's going up and over, it's diagonal, he's not going straight away from me. So in theory, I'll be a little bit closer than I was straight down the train. Again, this is theoretical and assuming that they're really, like, designing physics properly. Alright, so that is the end. We have one yellow, and we have to basically get... So let me go over here, because we really need to be, like, here. So you can see we went back to 2, because that's the switch that I'm worried about. So I need the train to be past that. Alright. And so now we can begin. We should be fine, because even if somehow the train got too far, we'd be good. Alright, so now we go back. Alright, we go back, and we apply here, and we're going to go over here to see where we're going. But we just need to collect these up, and then we're on our way to the sawmill. But we're definitely getting to the evening, so I'm sure it's 6 p.m. at minimum. We might take a quick look when we go turn in the jobs. I guess I'll get on this side so I don't have to jump over the train to go to the shop. Alright, so we're gonna turn that down. Again, we'll let this get a little bit closer, because it doesn't have to be super, super slow. Come on. Ooh, we really pushed our luck there. Okay, well, it worked. Yeah, that didn't quite do what I wanted, so yeah, we need to be careful with stuff like that in the future, because we were still basically going 7 until very, very close. Like, then I had to max the brakes, and then it kind of slowed down. Because I got to remember, I added 720 tons with that one train. So we're gonna get this set here. All right. And now we're gonna head. All right, let me, okay. We're going to turn that off because we're not doing anything. I'm not that worried about starting the train. I've seen folks get clever with that. I'm like, I'm not going to play this game. All right, so now we're turning in the jobs. And again, these are our long ones. And final one with the trailers. And we are all set. So now the only thing that's going to screw us up, obviously could be weather, but The only other piece that's a potential problem is running out of fuel. Because if I suddenly have one locomotive that has no fuel, and again, that's the front one, so we'll be in it. Let's see, we've got to get enough speed to get up a 2.3 grade up here. And again, I'm not maxed, so I should be okay. Whoops. So I am going to, at this point, because there is a little bit here, I'm going to put this down so it can charge, so that when we start getting places... What am I doing? Alright. Alright, well actually... Alright, let me put the brakes on, because we are starting to roll. Alright, so we're going to the sawmill. So out of here, we want to go left, which is different. Gonna pass through City South, so we need to check that map. So the straightest way through City South is probably loading platform 2. So we want to go to the right, and then the left, and then we'll go through, and then we're coming out here. We want to go to the left, left again, and left again, gets us to the sawmill. And then let's take a look at what the sawmill looks like, because we've never been there or even looked at the map. Okay, so north is that way. So in theory, we're coming in from the south, and we need to go to the B yard, I'm sure, right? So, no, we need to go to the C yard. Great. What is that going to turn into? Oh, I'm in the steel mill. Alright, so yes, so we're coming in here, the C yard, so I want to stay left, go in the C yard, and we are, what was it? C31. Alright, so C31. So we're coming in from the south, so we stay right, and then we go left. And that gets us into 3i, and we pray there's nothing in 3i. So we're obviously going to take a look as we get closer. But we have done what we can at this point, and it is time to do the work. So, welcome to the adventure. Now, it did take us a while to assemble this train, but I think anyone will agree. This is more complex than we've had in a bit. I mean, I've had a 4-car load before, but yes, if I can be going 30 before we get out of Harbor Town, or 40, that'll be important. Let me get my lights on, as we are heading into night. Alright, so we're really going to put some power into this. Not a ton, but enough. A little bit more. Because I just want to get going. Man, we can't not see the back of our train. We can see back to the third load, the one that's going to the coal power plant. And my understanding is the coal power plant is a bit of a challenge. So again, we may not be able to do the bonuses here, but the goal is more delivery. So we're still going to err on the side of caution, because we do not want to explode a train. So again, I've got to be careful, because in the yard, we can go 30. So I can't be whipping around. I mean, because see, we're still around that turn. Like, this is where this gets difficult. So, I mean, we can start to put some in, but we can't really go beyond 40, and I don't think we're going to have a problem too much later, but but we're gonna hit a we're gonna hit an incline real soon here, so if I can have a good amount of momentum in here, and again, we're gonna have to be careful because of heat. I mean, again, this has dynamic cooling, so we're gonna go up one at a time, see where the temperature settles. So that beep was because we are, but we are at 2.4 here. So this is the part we need to get through. If we get through here, we'll be good. But wow, we're getting real close. Because yeah, we do not want to get very far into the red. Because you can start to see we're smoking a bit. And yes, we want to go this way. Now, I've gone this way before to go to City South, so... Alright, I mean, at this point, we're out of the harbor for sure, I would say. Like, you can't really... I don't know that we can ever really see the back of the train. And now the grades are much more reasonable, so, but you can see we're up there. And the load that we're leaving in the sawmill is not much. It's 50 tons, 54 tons, so we really need to get to the coal power plant, and that's kind of why I said, like, that is the target. But we got to get through City South, you know, and there are some 2.5% grades again. You know, there's other places, but we are climbing pretty much the whole way, I think, is what I see. So, right, but you can see we're speeding up here. I'm not gonna ever get beyond 50, because slowing this sucker down is gonna be really difficult. Alright, I am throttling back, but just because why work the engines that hard if we don't need to, but also if I suddenly need to slow down, oh boy. Alright, the speed is going up after this, it says, but so yeah, this takes, alright, we're slowing down a bit. And yes, we're climbing. At one point we will descend a little bit into City South, but it's pretty gentle. And yeah, we don't want rain. We just don't want rain. I don't care if it's dark. We just don't want rain. You know, that's the reality. Rain is going to ruin our day here. Because we are so maxed out. Yeah, I'm probably going to be standing most of the time, but... And again, till 6 a.m., I think we're okay. After 6 a.m., hard to say. Alright, so we're gonna go a little bit here because we don't want to lose too much momentum. And that's the danger we have right now. See, we're falling from below 30. But yeah, the amount, like, I need at least half power just to move this thing right now. Alright, so we got a couple big turns, and then we'll be at City South. Yeah, I was thinking I might try something on the way, but I think that would be bad, which is to, we got these garage keys, and we're going to be passing a garage that we can unlock. Guess we'll see when we get there, because there's a garage here in City South, but I think that key is in the machine factory, so we'll finally be able to get that when we're up at the end. Alright, and at this point we're going to start going downhill. So we can see the oxygen tanks back there, but that's it. Alright, and now I'm at the point where, yes, I'm starting to speed up. So I'm gonna back off the throttle a bit. And yeah, we do have some steep descents, so that's gonna be a big one too. But here's City South. So this is where we were playing around recently. And again, hopefully we've set everything. If we haven't, we're gonna be in trouble. But we're gonna turn everything off, and yes, this will take me through 2. And this should be the loading bay, and there shouldn't be anything on it. There is not. So that is good. We'll just get through the yard. But yeah, that garage, or no, is that the garage, or is that the station? I don't remember. What am I seeing? Oh, I think that's the loading platforms, okay. So again, just looking around. I mean, we've been through here enough, I'm pretty sure there's no train hiding here. But it's just weird that we haven't found anything. And again, maybe we'll find it going to the sawmill and all those other things. So again, here are the platforms. We are still going 30. It always feels like you're slowing down. And then we are climbing out of here, so there will be that. But I don't want to go too fast out of here. I mean, in theory, I can go through here in 50, but... And it's only been about 10 minutes since we left the harbor, believe it or not. So, it's not like we're doing poorly. But yeah, I see nothing. Yeah. There are no trains hidden anywhere. Alright, so we are gonna put some stuff in here because, again, we're gonna be climbing before we know it. And here comes 80. And it's just a plus 9.9. Yeah, imagine plus 9. That would be impossible, just for those who aren't aware. But yeah, I think after we get through the next switch, we then are... Yeah, so we probably have the third load. Oh, it's just... Like, are we getting wheel slip? But we're not. Because, yeah, it seems to be settling in now that most of the train is getting on the incline. And we're going to get up to, again, 1.5% in a couple places here before the next switch. But there are a couple 2.5s, but I think those are downhill toward the sawmill. So we'll see how this all goes. So I'm being real careful because, like, I don't know that I want to be accelerating now. I don't think I do. But then there is the other side of, we've got the hill coming. And it's just a small segment, so it's not anything crazy. And again, yeah, this is a relatively high-speed section. Again, relatively. But yeah, I don't know. The garage thing is downhill where I'm at, so I don't know. I'm going to think about it. Because if I can stop the train, like, then we can get going, and now there is a pretty big uphill. Ooh. At one point. Ooh, boy. Well, I mean, it's not, I'm not seeing anything that puts me in 3.5, because I think that would be really difficult with the whole train here. But yeah, we are coming up on... So I'm going to leave it, even though we're creeping up to 46, 47. So we are slowing down. I just don't know if it's going to slow down to 4. Because there is a pretty sharp turn coming up. It's going to get sharper here, but then it gets, you know, it's not really a hairpin. But it's getting a bit crazy for sure. But this is about where we're getting to the steepness. So what do we got? Alright, 5. And then it accelerates, so we just don't want to go beyond 5. But I don't think we have any danger of that. But I want to keep that momentum going. And yes, we do have the fog. And so the next switch we're getting to is what gets us near Coal Mine South. So we've slowed down a bit, again, because we are going up. But we're going to sweep around here and then come out to the left to a switch. So yeah, I will be really happy, obviously, if we make it without any problems. But, yeah, so we don't have anything, but we definitely have things that get to 2.5 grade for the last segment by the sawmill. And then, can I see over here? Not really. Alright, we'll just move ourselves over a bit. I almost didn't realize we're up there on the whoop. I think we're leveling out here, right? And we can go 70 to the left, which is surprising. I would think, well, so anyway, it's a coal mine up there, but yeah, you can see we're still climbing here, and then it's going to slow us down a little bit there. So I'm not sure that I've ever done this segment of track. Because, yeah, I thought that down arrow meant, oh, we're going downhill. It doesn't. It means we're slowing down. So now we can go 7, and then, you know, it'll be slower still. So we're slowing down from 50. Which is probably good, because I see a 40 mile an hour coming up, so I'm probably going to just let the speed slough off. We are climbing the whole way, I think, to the next switch. But just trying to get a look-see around. Nice big bridge here. You know, there's just a roadway or something, but that is not train. Alright, so we're gonna put a little bit of power back in, because I don't want to go super, super slow. And we are still slowing. But once I'm clearly below 40, I might... Yeah, because here we go. We're at 40 here. And it stays... It's not too bad. There's a little bit of an up. But yeah, it's downhill going into the sawmill with a really steep grade. So it's just, can we maintain with the brakes is going to be the issue. And does the dynamic braking help enough, you know, to get us where we need to be? And again, once we get to the coal power plant, we're gonna be in a whole different ball game. Once we deliver that, because that's the heavy load. Man, you can almost feel the slope here. So we're gonna put some power back in, because we are, like right now it's not too bad, but it will be. And again, this is all a 40-mile-an-hour turn. So I want to be careful, but I probably want to be really close to up there, because we're going to hit a 2.5% grade before the switch. Alright, so I assume that's Forest South. Alright, I'm backing it off a bit because we're getting it to a little close to 40, and everything back there is still 40. I don't want to experience that the back half of my train derails, because that would ruin things. I want to be a successful engineer. Alright, so we're getting up to like 1%, and then when we turn back to the right, that's when we hit the big slopes. And again, it's because we're near... Oh, now we're going to go downhill. Interesting. So maybe it's all downhill slopes. But let's cross over. And kind of let this go. If it starts speeding up, I'll probably start adding dynamic braking. But yes, I would expect this to be a 40 to the right, but we're going to the left. It's relatively straight here. But yeah, it's a 1.4 degree grade, so there's the bridge. Alright, so we are going to start applying some braking here. Again, just dynamic braking for now. I think we're holding it. And this again is where it would be awful if it was raining. Oh boy. So this is going to be difficult. So we are trying to slow down. Alright, I think we did it. I did not expect this to be that tough. Wow. Okay. And again, I can't go beyond 30, but again, it's 2.2. Oof. So this is the segment where, if I can stop shortly, that we might. Alright, so I'm gonna max out my dynamic braking. And it doesn't look like it's enough. I don't know. I think I need to not be stupid. So, we're just gonna drive. I'm releasing the brake a little bit, so we have a little bit less brake pressure. Because, yeah, we can only go 30 through here, which is crazy. Ow. Yeah, so these next sections of track are gonna really let us know where we're at. Alright, my fuel's getting crazy low, which is what I was worried about. Okay, we're holding this. Is that -2? Oh, okay, I thought it was -2.8. I'm like, what? So yeah, there was a bit of panic setting in. Alright, so we're doing dynamic cooling. And yes, it's all downhill to the switch, and then we go up again. Alright, so the thing is, can I stop here? Looks like I can. So we're gonna do that, because I was going so slow already. And then here is a garage, which I don't know if it's gonna give me anything. So let's see. Reginald's garage. There we go. So we'll put that in our hand. And then we have, what? A caboose. I don't know what that does for us, but we have a caboose. Alright. So let's just take a peek. Are the brakes glowing at all? Because I've seen that can happen. Doesn't look like it. So hopefully we don't have any massive problem. So we're gonna release the brake. And there we go. Because yeah, it's all downhill. And yeah, the dynamic braking is probably not going to be enough to hold, which I don't need it to be. But because yeah, that was my thing. Like, if we were going uphill, there's no way I was going to stop the train and then try to get moving again. But downhill, like, gravity is doing the gravity thing. Yeah, I have full dynamic brake on. I'm worried. Do I? Right, yeah, now, like, I hear it for sure. Okay. I just want to make sure it's really working. I mean, we've got a ways to get to the valley floor, I guess. Right, so we're exceeding 20. I think we're past, well, the back end of the train is not, but I'm like, we're past the worst of the grades. But, you know, we're still 1.5, and again, the worst part, but we are climbing that, is coming up. So it's a climb into the sawmill is what it looks like. You can see we're heading around there. We're at about 25. So yeah, so now we have a key that's gone because we've opened stuff. And again, there's a thing in City South, but I don't have the key for that. Alright, so here we can go faster a little bit. Again, we're going to want to go to the right. Up here. So this is going to be a switch, I'm sure. Come on. So my goodness, if we've got to go slower than Like, if we've got to go 20, like, I can't see anything. So this is awful. Because that is a turn. Alright, it looks like we can go 40. Thank goodness. I'm almost positive I'm seeing a 4. Yes, it's a 4. I'm going to back this off a bit because of that, because again, then we are going uphill steeply. So yeah, I'm okay with it creeping up, but I've got to be really, really careful here, because it's a long train to get through the 40. Alright, and we're still going down here a little bit. So, but I think that changes in a bit. Maybe not. Maybe I'm reading it wrong again. Sometimes but usually if the arrows are going with me, that is going with me. Alright. Just gotta be... It's so hard to tell where the train is. Right, so now we're going, and now we're... So I'm gonna back this off. Because I think we're gonna need power. Because now we're +2. That's what it said, but man, we are speeding up. And again, that's because a large part of the train is still going downhill. Alright, now we're slowing down. You know, a 2% grade isn't the end of the world, but it's challenging. Alright. We're close. We're really, really close here. Okay, so we can only go 40, of course. Because, you know, why would we allow anything else? We've got to watch the temperature. And again, we're losing very little of our load here at the sawmill. But yeah, basically I think around this turn, and then I think we're good. It's just, again, is there going to be something sitting on the track? Is going to be the problem. So I want to be careful. Oh my goodness. So we have got 2.2% grade right here in the last part. Alright, we should be okay. Should be falling back from red. Alright, 50. We can't see anything here. This is awful. Alright, yeah, I need this. If we suddenly have something on the track, we are in trouble. Okay, I do not think we do. And so again, we're going to 3i, right? Oops. Yes. C3i, that is that. Alright, so the good news is it's empty. I'm gonna turn it on, make sure everything looks good. It does. And we are now gonna hop out of here. Because we are also then going downhill very quickly. So that's the other bad part of this. Yeah, this is going to be potentially problematic. Because, yeah, we're not even past the first part. And the front of the train is going to start going down. Oh boy, oh boy. Because I don't know this at all. I don't know. Like, I need to get out here and see what I'm seeing. So yeah, we're not out yet. But here is where we're going to get to. And that is a 40, and what's the... Alright, so it's not a big downhill. Leaving the yard, so that's good. But you can see there's not much between here and there, so... Alright, so... The problem is, what do we got? Alright, so we've got the back. No, this... We don't know that we have the back yet. But we're getting close. Alright, we're getting close to the signal. But I think we've got our things coming in. Oh goodness, I hope we have them coming in soon. Yep, there are the trailers. But yeah, we're still yellow. When we go red, that's when it gets a little squirrely. I mean, we're not going to be in trouble. Alright. So, we made it. Alright, so... Let me get over here. Put our handbrake on. Help it. And, yeah, let's get our first load and kind of get a time check, too. Is really what we're going to get out of this. Alright, so now what I need to do, though, is where is the, Okay, so it's south of, or... Well, wait, we're coming in from this side, right? Yeah, we're coming in from this side, so it should be over there, is what I think I'm seeing. So it should be, yeah, I think I see a light. There we go. Alright, so we can turn in 7. Alright, so 39 minutes, and we got 20,000. So, not bad. Alright, and now we're going downhill. So, I'm just going to release the brake, and we're going to try to catch the train before it rolls downhill too fast. But I think we're okay. But yeah, you can see, like, we are out here. I just hope it's not gonna be like a bridge and then I can't walk, because I don't even know what that would turn into. Alright. Cool. So again, we're gonna turn this off to conserve the battery. And we are now good to go. 50 tons lighter, 54 tons lighter, and $20,000 richer. So, Alright, but now we are going, before I get moving too fast, we are going where now? We're going to the coal power plant, and we're going to A21. So let's start here. So here we want to go left, and then we're going to end up going through City West, which should be set correctly, but... Alright, City West, so we want to go to the right, that's fine. And then here we want to go to the left, and then in the coal power plant, we're going to want to go to the left. So 2I. Okay, so we basically are going to go through there. I may just take a peek once we get in there, because I'm a little worried here. Because, yeah, we can only go 40. I don't want to go crazy here. I want to make sure we're managing this. Not sure we are. So I'm going to go up one more. I mean, the good news is there's nothing, like the steep part is done as far as downhill. So we shouldn't have anything really running away from us. Just not sure that we're holding this. Because then what I'd like to do, this is converging. Yeah, that stays to the right. That stays to the left. That stays to the right. That stays to the right. That, I think, is what we want. Alright. So again, I can go 40. We're only going 25, and again, we had plenty of time, because like I said, the difference is there's only like 5 minutes that we have to get from one to the other. Now again, the coal power plant and the machine factory are close, but yeah, we basically need to circle that power plant, and like I said, before it gets daylight, I want to have delivered at coal power, because then I'm not worried. Then I think we have plenty. Good news is, because we're going downhill a good amount, our fuel's surviving here. Well, the sun is coming up, but not too many clouds. We're seeing stars, so as long as we don't have rain, because we do have a climb into the power plant, and not a little one. So we'll have to see. And I think there's a 30 mile an hour coming up here if I see the map right. There's a 40 to start, but I don't think we're ever more than, I don't even think we get up to 1% grade down, so the dynamics should hold me, but there's no reason to speed up, because all we've got are really, and I think the turn to City West is 20. I think that's the one I remember, because it's really sharp. And we didn't, unfortunately, get to enjoy the sawmill too much, but, oh, I didn't get to look. I might need to, I didn't get to see if we had any locomotives sitting there, I just realized. Oh well. So, that's the danger. I don't know, it was pretty empty, so I think we would have seen something if it was there. Alright, so this is the 30. I think there's more coming. So, yes, I'm backing this off, because we are past the steeper part. So I'm going to back this off all the way right now, and we'll just see what it turns into as we go down. I mean, again, we've got a little bit of range we can work with. But yes, this is all 30, but... So, not crazy. I mean, certainly the opposite, because we're now at we were at the sawmill is at the far southwest corner of the map. So, and then we were at the far northeast in Iron Mine East. Alright, so we get some dynamic braking. That seems to be grabbing pretty nicely. So we're good with that. But yeah, we're definitely getting into the daytime hours here. Alright, we're gonna release this a bit. Alright, I had a bit of braking on, but now that I know I can kind of apply it, I'm like, well, let me go. We've still got a ways to the switch, but that's City West out the window there. Alright, so it looks like it's 60 and then 40 immediately. That's a bit crazy. I'd say that's a bad design. Because I don't know how you get down to that. And then, because like I said, I'm also worried that it's 20 at the switch, but we still have a ways to go, so I don't want to get super slow. Alright, that's still 40. Can't tell the slope yet. And again, I mean, it looks like we're pretty close, but on the map it does not. Alright, so we have a little ways to the switch. It just doesn't tell us anything. And I think I can apply the brakes and stop pretty fast if we have to get down to 20. But yeah, at this point, the rear of the train is certainly out of the 30 zone, so I'm not too worried about that. But the good news is we can see our last 2 delivery points on my map, so Machine Factory has come into view. I'm feeling like this might work. It might happen. But again, what I don't know, and I need to be ready, is yes, if I have to slow down a lot, I cannot see. Yep, it is 20. So, a little panicky, but that's alright. The goal is to not derail the train. So, we have to creep in here, and again, we're just going through City West, so there is no stopping and delivering this time. Again, we can take a peek around the yard maybe as we go through, since we can really only go 20, because I don't know that the back of the train is going to be out of there before we get into the city, in all honesty, so... Yeah, I think we looked around here pretty thoroughly. Like, is it going the right way? But yeah, they're both going to the right. Alright, so there's nothing there. We are still not around the turn. I can see that behind me. Alright. And we can only go 30 through here. And then again, it's relatively flat out. That's the station. There's a shop out there. Again, I don't think they bury things like way too far back, but I don't know. I think we still have some cars on the 20. So this is where I really want to get a look. Yeah, I'm not... There's just cars there, but that's it. Alright. So I think... Yeah, now we're good. So now we can... Now we can put some power in and go. Because again, we will be climbing. Initially, we're going downhill. Oh, and here comes some rain. So that's not good. Ooh, that's not good at all. We were hoping to beat this. This is gonna get interesting. Oh man, that would stink if this catches me. Because we're at 1300, and again, we're only exceeding the 2% maybe in one place. But so yeah, welcome, as they always say, to Derail Valley, where if you're enjoying yourself, the weather can change that very quickly. So I'm trying to be careful, because again, until we're clear of City West, we're theoretically 30. I think I just see a 10. Yeah, a 10 and a higher speed. Alright, so we're really close there, so I think we're good now. Because then we're higher speed, like that's the nice thing, is to the next switch, there's nothing too tight. And these segments of track we've driven, other than we've not going into the coal power plant. Alright, but we're coming up on like 1.5, 2% grade for a good portion of the remainder. Because in theory, we've been going a little bit downhill, and now it's going to transition. So we're going to add a little more, just to give ourselves some momentum up the hill. And I'm hoping that going around the switch, because we've got one more switch before we get to the coal plant. Alright, so we've got 10 and not a huge grade, but 0.8, so in theory the 3 engines should be fine. Just a question again, how much fuel do we use? And we don't have very far to go from the coal power plant to the machine factory, so I would think we're gonna be fine. We're getting up to the steepest part here. Well, steeper part. The steepest part is just before we go into the coal power plant. Alright, so we're kind of stabilizing at 45. See, 0.4 I think is the distance. Like, it doesn't tell us anything about the speed, and yeah, the visibility is pretty awful. Alright, we're set in the right direction. What I don't know, and you can see we're now slowing down. Alright, we can go faster, so I'm gonna put more in because we need that. Alright, and here we're gonna go downhill a bit. Okay, so that's just getting into the yellow. Yeah, and again, I think we're uphill right away again, so... Yep, plus 0.8. So we get a little bit of a downhill, but then we're immediately transitioning. Oh boy. How much do we want to push it? Because, yeah, we're 1.5. Again, the smoke's coming out of the engine, so we're definitely giving it a bit here. I'm lowering it down. But here's our destination, so... And then you can see we've got a little bit here. And then we do need to transition. So I do have to be careful. Like, we're going into the plant, and I don't know... Alright, so we're still able to go 6. Alright, cool. So there we go. Ooh, we're gonna have to, like, back out of here. Ooh, interesting. Because, yeah, there's no turn to go to the machine factory. This gets interesting now. Alright. And again, we're just kind of peeking around, looking for locomotives. I don't want to go too fast. The trees are blocking a lot of views. Alright, I'm not seeing much here. Alright, so we can leave out of here, but then we're going on a really big loop. So this is going to be interesting, but again, we're only... I think we can back out of here and make this work, so I may change my plan. Alright, so again, are we seeing anything? But yeah, we want now, what's that? That's just something. But yeah, I don't see anything hiding in here. And we're going to A2I. So, nothing that I see. And yay, A2I is open. And we can come around here and then... it's gonna be interesting. Because am I gonna, like, be backing into the machine factory? Which is okay with these. Yeah, I don't... Like, if anything's there, it's hidden. Let's turn this on. And hop on out here. I do want to slow down a bit. Okay, so 20 will be good. And I would hope there's no issue in the yard. Yeah, I mean, we've got a big loop. But I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm doing then. Wow. Yeah, this may make life interesting. I'll tell you that. This may make life really interesting. But, impressive place. It's almost like... Sorry. It looks like it's gonna stop raining. Alright, and this will be a pretty good job. But yeah, I thought we could go around, but now I'm wondering if we can. Because there is a spur there that we can go around to. Wow, interesting. That is all I can say, is interesting. Oops. Alright. So now we're good here. Unless we somehow went off the front, but we should not have. And again, this is the heavy part. So we're not seeing any signs. So yes, there we go. Whoops. So, put the handbrake on. Disconnect. Alright. And we are good to go. Other than figuring out what we do. Alright, so somewhere in here is the office. Again, looking around for any locomotives that are hiding somewhere. So see, it looks like we could go, well, we can, but I just don't know that we can get to this, because I thought we would be able to go here. But I'm not sure we can. So yeah, this is a bit of a pain. I've heard that. So, anyway, let's turn this in. Alright, completed 63. And that is 86,000, so that's a nice job. But now I need to... Alright, so we need to figure out... Because, yeah, the issue is... It looks like the track crosses here, but we can't go anywhere on it. So I may have to back all the way out of the yard. So let's see what we've got. Where is the, okay, so I am there. If I go here... Because, yeah, we came around. Now, what I'm missing is... We're here. But where does that come from? Alright, so... The switches... I don't know that I have enough room. Oh boy, this could get really ugly really fast. Because I basically need to get the train past here. Like, this is open, thank goodness. But yeah, there's like no way... Because if I get the train past this spot... I have to basically pull it all the way in there. So yeah, we're going to change that to there. Then I can back up here and around and over and back. Wow. Wow. Okay, well now I understand the, gee, this is a bit of a pain to work in. Because I was like, oh, they'll be fine. I'm not sure that they are. So, we're going to start bringing this forward. Because again, this will be lighter now. I don't know, I mean, this is a big location, so it might be fine, and maybe we'll get lucky and... Alright. I just want to make sure, like on 4 and whatever, that we don't have anything. Alright, so we do have stuff sitting here. On which one? Yeah, not on 4, but on 5. Alright, so I'm gonna lower throttle here. So, that is where that is at. And again, I need to get back. Basically, I think here is where I need the train to be passed. But the good news is it kind of already is. So, alright, we'll be good. We have room. So now, I'm just gonna make sure I'm seeing the right thing. Yes, this is here. So if I go right, and then stay to the right, merge, 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 and then here, yes, we're going to the right. And again, this is the back of my train. I go here, and then, yeah, so I think that'll work. So that is interesting. I'll give it that. It is interesting. Whoops, whoops. Need to change this. Alright. And... we're gonna stay back here, just kind of make sure nothing looks weird. So I'll get myself to about 15. And that should work. Get a good look around the yard. There's a rusted out truck, but no train. Right, so now we're gonna converge. See, so that's where it kind of crossed as well. So yeah, it's not like even really showing us the right thing, but yeah, we can get out of here. Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah, so the B yard is really, I would assume, where you get... But yeah, there's no triangles here that I can see. Like, I don't know that there's a way to turn around. But that is our train that we left here, that we made our 86,000 on. Let's speed up a little bit again. Alright, so that's A1S, so I'm sure empty cars or something are coming out of there. Yeah, there's, it's a big area. And I think this was one of the recent additions, if I remember. Like when they talk through different places. But yeah, we're gonna have to basically back out. I think literally every way you come in. If you come in from the north, which we're gonna pass that entrance to the coal power plant. Like you can't pass through here, is really the issue. And I think the bigger pain, let's see, could you, if you come from the north, yeah, I suppose you can from the north, because you can go like here, 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 and then come around here, and then leave. But yeah, so from the south you can go to the north and whatever, but yeah, other than that, not really. So this again is all, I mean, the bad thing is we're taking time here to do this. Now we don't have far to go, but it just does take time. Just again trying to get a look down. I just don't see that we've got anything. So yeah, no locomotive here that I know of. Maybe there. So that's where 4S and 5S are that we ran around the other way, just to give you an idea. And then this switch, so that's the way out to the north. But then again, I'm not sure that you could get back to the machine factory. There's probably not a turn at the other end. So I gotta keep that in mind, where the coal power plant is not exactly... Wow, this is moving a bit. I don't want to suddenly be going crazy. So we're coming around the turn by 5S, by the sheds, so give you an idea. But yeah, we basically had to come in here and then just come right back out. And of course, it's interesting, it's like raining here, but in the other part of the yard it wasn't. Now the good news now is, like, we dropped the 700 some ton load there, because it was heavy coal, I'm sure. So here, you know, even though we have rain, we're only pulling like 500 tons now, and that's where we need to go, is off that bridge. So you can see we've still got a ways to go to get around. There's the station that we turned in at, excavator, working on coal. But yeah, no trains here. So a bit disappointing, but yeah, we can't even see the light for the machine factory, but really we crossed that bridge and then we're kind of there. So even though we only had like 20 or 30 minutes, because I think it was 1:19, and I think we might have been at 80? I don't remember. But as I've said, if I don't get the bonus, I don't get the bonus. But yeah, the challenge is going to be, and we're getting lightning too, so I think the storm's getting really bad. But that is where we want to go. We're very close now. And yes, I will hop off here. As you can see, we're in the blue. We'll have good range, but the problem is it's a downhill of 2 degrees. So, yeah, we gotta be careful here. Because I'm sure this thing is gonna start to take off. And the bigger thing is we gotta start up that hill. So, our planning worked out, but somewhat accidentally. Okay, so we've got the last group. I'm amazed it's not speeding up. Now it finally is. So I can hear the locomotives. We don't have to go very far. So, not too bad. There we go. And we can probably start here. So yeah, we've got a little bit of a culvert here that we have to get around. Where's the switch? So we passed that. This needs to go there. Now if we look at the map, I think that's literally the only choice we need to make. Oh no. Or no, yeah, we're going this way. So we're going that way. I'm sorry, we're in the coal power plant. And now, so yeah, I'm like, something's not making sense in my head. But that would be because, yeah, we're not where we think we are. So we're not having the really loud stuff yet. All right, well, we'll put this here. We need to do that. And yes, we want to make sure we have power so that we're not falling backwards right away. It's not the end of the world, but yeah, it's interesting that you have to basically play this game, go down, you know, and again, if you had a heavy consist, like, I don't know what we'd be hauling up here. I mean, the good news is it appears like the map makes sense, because the only thing past here is the machine factory and then the iron mine west. But yeah, we'll be here. Because it's like just the turn on the coal power plant is like halfway to the machine factory. So it's literally over this bridge, if you recall. But I think it's been a bit since we've been here, so I understand a little bit of the maybe not remembering. Okay, so now the thing I need to figure out is this the acetylene? No, the acetylene's up front, so this is the one that's in the back, so I need to go to C or I. So let's switch here. Machine factory. And we're coming in from the south, so we want to go to the right, left, and then 4 or I. So right, 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 and that'll get us there. Okay, and hopefully, again, there's nothing on the on there. Wow, it is raining now. We are close on our fuel. Wow. I don't know that I could have pushed that anymore. We may run out of fuel, but with 2 DH4s I can still do this, so. just about there. Not really that worried about the wipers, but I'll do it for your benefit. I can see, so I'm like, I don't care. But yes, there we are to the right. And yeah, we can go 5 either way. Yeah, if we sit there, like, we can see cleaner. But we're going here. And then we're going to go to 2i. So again, do I see any locomotives? I do not. I just don't know where they'd be. So that's my other problem. Like, I may be totally looking in the wrong place. I don't know. Alright, so we're gonna get ourselves in here, see what we see. Alright, so we're going up like that way. So we're going to the far end. I'm worried I see something, but maybe it's just the signs. Yeah, I think it's just the signs. Yeah, okay. 2i is open. Or 3i is open. So again, we're doing... Or 4i is where we're going. Never mind, but 4i is open. Okay. So we want to exit out here. And slow it down a bit. Definitely struggling a little. Just to be sure there's nothing we're gonna run into, right? No. Okay. So we're finally getting in here and just making sure 4i is O2. CF885, yep, there it went. So this is the right thing. I just don't want to leave them on the wrong tracks. That's one way to definitely cause yourself some trouble. And I think the other one is 3i, so I think we just pull out, and we'll basically be pulled out by the time we do this. Alright. So we are good to go now. Get down here. Yep. So we're not quite out, but we're pretty darn close. But yeah, like, nothing can really go wrong now other than me delivering it in the wrong location, but, like, we're not gonna derail and lose the load. Whoops. Gotta put a handbrake on. That would have been disappointing. Alright. And so then here, 5i is 3i. So we shall again now release this. Just move forward a bit. And again, we need that switch there, is it. And so that's the military. So here we have the military base location. There's the lovely station. And once we're here, we can do that. Let it pull through. We're good. turn it back around. Whoops. Okay. And now we bring it back. And it'll have to roll longer than it did, but you can see 4i. Yeah, it was there. But these are wonderful when you're doing it this way, though, because they're just so right next to each other. Like, you can do this quick. Alright, so we're just gonna let it move at this point. And again, obviously there will be shunting jobs, things like that, but yeah, nothing here that really helps. Okay, so 3 eyes there. So really, there we go. So we are good. I don't know why it does that over the rails sometimes, where it's like I'm getting up on something, but whatever. Okay. And then again, just get out here, put the handbrake on, and at this point, we're going to shut everything off. So even those are pretty low. Like, wow, yeah. And again, we'll put the handbrake on. We'll exit out, and we're right here. We'll turn these in, because that's the first thing we need to do. Alright, and 4. And there we go. 2 piles of cash. 82,000. 71,000. What could be better? Alright, so the other thing we need to do now is the shop. So we're here, we came from C, and I'm going to be hopeful. I'm going to be really, really hopeful. So this is, wait a minute, no, this is B, right? I'm confused. I get very, very confused. No, I think this is right. So it should be like up here on the other side. Maybe. It just doesn't really give you like a location. Yeah, there we go. Alright. And again, that, not that I need that, but we're gonna get it. And more importantly, I think we finally have all the other things we want. So that might be useful at some point. High-tech headlights, proximity sensor, battery charger. That might be helpful. Alright, I'm gonna grab one of those. We have money. Alright, we already have the remote control. That's interesting as well. Alright, so the distance tracker I want. That's a big one. It's not the big one. Anti-wheel slip's interesting. Okay, I'm not finding things that I really want. Oh, the remote signal booster. That might be useful. Okay, this was The switch setter is a big one. Automatic train stop. Okay. I also don't have a soldering gun. I don't understand. How are these things not present? I really thought this was the shop that was going to get me everything I wanted. Because, yeah, we're missing a lot of things. Because I'm also looking for a speedometer and a brake. A brake sensor. And those aren't here. I think I already had duct tape. I know I have mounting brackets. I'm not going to do anything else. So, almost missed that. Garage key. But that's why we look around the store and just make sure. Because, yeah, there's things I haven't seen, like this defect detector and whatever. The thing I really wanted was the switch. The other things are interesting. But, yeah, the switch was the biggest thing. I don't know. Coupler mounted tool. Oh, I think I see what it is. So you could be in the train and, like, then you don't have to remote control. But I don't know that I care about that. So again, 66,000. Again, a lot of stuff is going to drop. I just want to grab the key. Because that way we have it. And so that's all the keys. And the rest of this we'll deal with later. But those things will be helpful, but it also means that I need to search for stuff more. Like this is, yeah, from what I've seen people be able to do, I'm surprised. Anyway, we'll probably put ourselves in the locomotive. It is raining, and I'll restart there. And the cab lights off. What is... Oh, I see. I'm like, what is making all that noise? I don't know that it's really that, but... Okay. Seems like we have... I think it's just the rain. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed this. And if you have not liked or subscribed, please consider that. And I will see you next time.